What's up, everybody? Trading camp is upon us. We are approaching August. We're almost wrapped up with the July. August is right around the corner. Preseason's right around the corner. The NFL season's quickly approaching, and that means fantasy football drafts are approaching. So I'm going to start a new series here called Draft Decisions, where I talk about, my previous series talking about players to target and fade. This new series is going to be about draft decisions. I'm going to talk about two players that are very, very close in ADP, and I'm going to talk about if you're on the clock and you're debating between these two players, who would you rather draft? I'm Hutchinson Brown from Footballguys. I'm at HutchinsonB_FF on Twitter. And before I get into this video, make sure you all subscribe to the Footballguys YouTube channel. Click that notifications bell so you will be notified every single time a new video drops on this awesome YouTube channel. So without further ado, let's get into the video. We are talking about Cam Akers and Breece Hall today. Cam Akers going off the board as the RB18 at pick 36 overall, while Breece Hall is going off the board at RB19 at pick 38 overall. So there are two picks in between each other, and that's according to Footballguys ADP. So they're very close together, very close apart. Now, let's start with the Breece Hall argument. I'm going to make arguments for both, and then I'm going to decide and conclude in the end who I'd rather have. So let's start with the Breece Hall side. First thing for Breece Hall that you gotta take in mind here. Breece Hall is an elite talent. I personally think he's a Jonathan Taylor level prospect. That may not be true. I personally think that he's a Jonathan Taylor level prospect. He is an amazing pass catcher of the backfield. He's an amazing in between the tackles runner. You give him space, he is just out of this world. If you give him space, he can take any run to the house. He's just an extremely talented running back who's built for a workhorse role. And secondly, he's in a rising Jets offense. I mean, this Jets offense is on the rise. This Jets team in general is also on the rise. I mean, they just had an amazing 2022 NFL draft. I personally think they had the best draft, along with a lot of other people who also think that. Even as an Eagles fan, I think who had a great draft. I still think the Jets had the better draft, honestly. But anyway, back to the Jets' rising offense. Zach Wilson, second-year quarterback, stepping into year two, ready to take that breakout step. You got this rising offensive line, a lot of younger players here ready to take that step. You got Garrett Wilson. You got Elijah Moore, two up-and-coming wide receivers. Breece Hall, I think he's coming in ready to take this offense to the next level. Now let's move on to the Cam Akers argument. What is good about Cam Akers? Why you may want to consider him over Breece Hall? This LA Rams offense, even if the Jets offense does take a step forward, the Rams offense is better. The Rams offense is absolutely better than the Jets offense. And Cam Akers is a talented running back. Cam Akers is absolutely a very talented running back. We've seen him in games dominate. We've seen him dominate in some games. Now, let's talk about the concerns for both. Breece Hall's concerns here, you've got Michael Carter to compete with. I personally believe that Breece Hall will be the workhorse back pretty early in the season, but Michael Carter still showed a lot to this team last year, even as a fourth-round pick. He showed a lot, especially as a pass catcher, which ruins Breece Hall's fantasy upside if he's not getting pass-catching work. So you still have to at least somewhat worry about Michael Carter. And then with Cam Akers' downside, it's obvious it's his Achilles injury. Like, the Achilles tear is something we've got to be worried about. And it's honestly something that you're not going to know until week one. You're not going to know if he's healthy until week one, until we see him play football. You're not going to know. And you're just going to have to plant your flag at this point. Do you think he's healthy? Do you think he's not? If he's healthy, you better be in on Cam Akers and drafting him, because this is an offense that can provide a top 5 fantasy running back. If Cam Akers is healthy, he has the talent, he has the pass catching ability, he will be a top 10 running back for fantasy football and has top 3 upside. But if he's not healthy and then Achilles is still bothering him, we could see playoff Cam Akers, and that would kill your fantasy football roster. So, in conclusion, you're on the clock. You're looking at Breece Hall or Cam Akers. It's a close decision for me, But I'm going to lean with Breece Hall. I'm going to give you guys one more stat here as of why. Breece Hall is a rookie running back, and rookie running backs have actually shown to be very successful for fantasy football. Over the past 5 years, there's been at least one rookie running back to finish in the top 15 in PPR scoring. And in 4 of those past 5 years, that rookie running back was top 6. Breece Hall has unbelievable upside, and if you're going to bet on one rookie running back of this class to finish top 6, that's going to be Breece Hall. Like Kenneth Walker, Zills, Rashad Penny to deal with, he's an awful offense. The rest of the running backs have studs in front of them. Breece Hall has the ability to take the workhorse role from week 1. That is potential. And he's in a rising Jets offense. If any of these rookie running backs are going to finish top 6, it's going to be Breece Hall. All right, everybody. So when you're on the clock, take Breece Hall over Cam Akers. That's going to be all for today's video. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Please go subscribe to the Football Guys YouTube channel. Click that notifications bell so you'll be notified every single time a new video drops on this awesome YouTube channel. I'm Hutchinson Brown from Football Guys. I'm at HutchinsonB_FF on Twitter. We will see you all next week.